What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to build and play Bellona in Smite, and the three main game modes I'm going to talk about are going to be Arena, Joust and Conquest, and as always I'm going to be leaving the timestamps in the description below for when I'm talking about each game mode. Now I just also want to say that the Clash build, if you do want to play Bellona in Clash, is mostly the same as Joust, so you can use the same builds for Joust and Clash. And I just want to also say that the builds I recommend to you guys are builds that work most of the time in the game modes that I'm talking about, and of course there are things that you need to change in your build based on the situation, and that is purely like based on how you understand the game and how you think you should be changing the build based on what the opponent's team is. But the builds I say are builds that work most of the time. So without further ado, let's start off with Arena. Now, as I always say, Arena is like a fun game mode, so you can pretty much just experiment what you want in there, do what you think is most fun, and I'm just gonna show you guys how like I've seen Bellona players play and how I like to play her when I'm playing Arena, as it's mostly fun. So in Arena, I like to start off with the Warrior's Blessing just to make me not completely squishy and I go in and I die. And I will still start off with the Berserker Shield just because the healing is great. As you guys know, with Bellona's 3, after every 3 hits, she heals herself based on what level the ability is, on max level 45. And Berserker Shield heals you when you basic attack enemies, so it just goes really well together. Quite a few people go Glad Shield on her, but I just think Berserker Shield is much better just because of the auto attack aspect, which is also good on her 1, because for every 3 basic attacks she gains 1 block, so if ADC attacks you then you basically block it, so you want to be getting as much auto attacks out as you can. And Berserker Shield gives you the healing that you need, and it gives you the attack speed that you need as well. And then we're going to obviously go into Ninja Tabi because we need the attack speed. Next we're going to go into Frostbound Hammer, mainly because we want to be sticking onto the enemies, and like I said, Arena is the fun game mode, so you just want to be getting all the auto attacks out and slowing them, and they basically can't do anything. And it's really good to do that in your 1 stance, because for every 3 attacks you get, you do gain a block. So if it's ADC that you're chasing, they're going to be slowed and you're just chasing them and you're blocking their attacks. Next, again, if you want to be more annoying, you just go for the Hasten Katana, because it gives you the attack speed that you need, which is just good on you anyway. You got your healing from your 3, you're chasing them down, you're healing yourself from Berserker Shield and your 3's passive, and you're slowing them with the Frostbound, and you're just keeping up with them with the Katana, so that's just really annoying. Next, I like to go Stone Cutting. Mainly because it gives you a little bit of that penetration. So if we read the... no, it doesn't give you penetration. Oh no, it does give penetration because it lowers their protection. I thought this was like Ichibal's old passive. So it decreases the enemy's physical protection by 10, stacking up to 3 times on 30, and gives you 30 power. So, you know, you can't really go wrong with that. So you're chasing them down, decreasing their protections and increasing your protections. And then lastly, I like to go Executioner. So I've not got in my build right now. Go Executioner. So we've got 2.0 attack speed right now, and we're basically just slapping them. And it's just really good for chasing down the enemies. I'll go demonstrate on a God Bar. I'll go with Neath because of the passive that we have. As you can see, we already have like, so as you saw that absorb there, if I attack her 3 times I get an absorb, and I want to be obviously attacking her the more I can, obviously. And it's just like, not a lot of people can do something with you. Bellona's one of those gods where you just want to be chasing down the enemy, and based on the situation, like use your 2 if there's a lot of enemies there, you get the AoE auto attacks. Use your 1 against ADCs, so you're blocking their attacks as well. And with your 3, in case you need healing or you're just chasing an enemy down and they're attacking at the same time, you just want to be attacking them and healing yourself as well. So this is the best build I found for Arena. Now, if you want to be extra annoying, I like to go Magic Cell, just because when you upgrade it, it gives you an additional 2 stacks of blocks, so that's just ridiculous on Bellona's 1. So you do that, every 3 auto attacks you get 2 blocks, and then you can pop the shell, and then you get an extra 2 blocks. So it's just like ADCs are just lost against you, and Bellona herself, that's the thing, she's just really good against ADCs, because number 1, her 3 disarms, and then you can heal yourself. Secondly, the 3 stacks on the 1 give you blocks, so they can't really attack you, and then with the shell you just get an extra 2 blocks, and it's just crazy. So that's my Arena build. You can go Thorns as well, because while you're chasing them down. If they are trying to attack you, either they can't get away, so they are going to attack you, and that's what you got to realize about Bellona is if they attack you, just pop the thorns, pop the shell, and they pretty much are useless. They can't do anything. So that's the arena build. I'm just going to sell these items and start off with the Joust build. Okay, so for Joust, I still start off with Warrior's Blessing again. And the thing I realize about Joust is you can't go for more of the Bruiser attack build, attack speed build, well, as good as it is when you go in an arena or something, because you can't just build a lot of attack speed because then you won't have defense. And the thing with Joust is that you are the tank, whereas in Conquest you're in solos, you can go half tank, half attack speed. You can't do that in Joust. So I prefer to go the more tanky route. So, but I still will go Berserker Shield just because it is good for when you're fighting as a team. You need to stay alive, so you need the healing. So I'll get a Berserker Shield, and this start stays the same, but now in this situation I'll go Breastplate of Valor instead, mainly because if you look at her abilities, that you basically have 3 stances, and the more you can change between these 3 stances, the better it is, and the Breastplate gives you 20% cooldown. So you can just start changing between the stances however much you want. Next, again with the cooldown, like I did go with the Odin build, I'll go Genji's Guard again just because for the cooldown, and you want to be changing abilities the more you can. You want to be engaging with your ult the more you can. You want to be disarming ADCs and again fighting ADCs. And 1.59 attack speed, don't get me wrong, is definitely not bad for a Guardian, not a Guardian, a warrior that is building tank. And now this is where you can go more flexible. You can go Frostbound because it is technically a tanky item because it just gives you 300 health, which is amazing. So, and it helps you with team fights because it doesn't let your opponent get away. So go for the Frostbound. Really good item. And basically when you're fighting as a team, your opponent can't escape and they pretty much have to fight you. Again, you have your 3 or your 1 depending on the situation to block the attacks and to heal yourself from Berserker Shield as well. And last item is pretty much like situation dependent. Again, you can go magical defense if they have 2 magicals and 1 physical. If they have a lot of healing, then you go with that Pestilence. If you have an ADC with you and you see that they're doing more magical damage, Shogun is a really good item. I love it when I'm the ADC and the tank gets the Shoguns. It's just really good as it gives you the attack speed as well. So I've got 1.59 right now, and now I've got 1.84. So it's giving me protections. It's giving me cooldown, it's giving me MP5, it's giving me crowd core reduction, and it's giving me and my allies attack speed. So Shoguns is a really, really good item on Bellona. If they're doing more magical, more physical damage, I like to also go Mystical Mail, just because when you do have that Frostbound, you're chasing them down, you're attacking them, you're healing yourself, and you're damaging them from Mystical Mail at the same time, and it is magical damage, so if they're building physical defense against you, you're doing some magical damage to them as well. And last item, this is again based on the situation. You can choose to go a Toxic Blade if they are healing too much, but the item that I'll mostly go is Asi, mainly because it gives you that healing that you just lost from Berserker Shield, so you still have some of that lifesteal and it gives you some of that attack speed as well. But like I said, with the selling Berserker Shield and the last item, it is purely based on the situation that you are in, based on if they do more magical or physical damage, based on if you really do need that healing. If you want to prevent their healing more, or you want to give yourself some more physical protection, you can go Stone Cutting. But the last 2 items are purely based on the situation and the game that you're in. But I've just showed you guys the popular items that I like to go, which is Shoguns, Mystical Mail is good, and you basically just want to, because rather than just losing 10% attack speed, it's better to either replace it or give yourself a bit more. Relics, like I said again, Shell and Thorns, they're just amazing. Start off with the Shell, and then late game you've got the Thorns, chasing them down, slowing them down with Frostbound. They have to face and attack you, and that's when you pop the Shell, the Thorns, and then you get the extra 2 blocks from the Shell. So that's what you want to be building for Joust. Lastly, I'm going to be talking about Conquest, and I'm going to be talking about solo because that's mainly where you play Bellona. So Conquest, solo, Bellona, you want to again start off with Warrior's Blessing and the first tier of Berserker Shield, because with solo lane it is usually Warriors, and if you go on a side race with like Glad Shield or Berserker Shield, or an Erlang Shen with Berserker Shield, you want to be keeping up with that healing, and you have that built in your 3 as well. You obviously want to start off with your 2 because you want to have that good clear. Next, you finish off the Berserker Shield and go into attack speed boots. Again, I don't know why I've got that Frostbound there. So you want to go attack speed routes again. It helps you heal more, and you want that attack speed to get your blocks in as well, because if it's like an Osiris, he's auto-attacking you, you're auto-attacking him, you're healing from the Berserker Shield, and you're building blocks, so he can't really, so you can block some of his auto-attacks and out-trade him, or you can out-trade him with the extra healing that you get from your 3. Next, I choose between the breastplate or the frostbound, because if I'm just taking a lot of damage, or if I'm maybe a bit behind, I'll probably go for the defense. But if I'm ahead, then I might just go for the frostbound, as it will help me get extra kills. Mostly I'll go for the frostbound, and it gives 300 health, and it just helps you chase them down and attack them, and it's just really good. And that's basically what Bellona is about. You basically just chase the enemy, you're healing yourself. If they are getting away, you can always ult them, stun them if they do use an escape, attack the minions with your 3, and then just chase them down. If you're full health, you might as well just use your 1, as you're gaining blocks from hitting them 3 times. They're really slow, and me personally, I get really annoyed when a Bellona with Frostbound chases me down. So obviously, if that's annoying to you, then if you build it, then you're going to be annoying to other people as well. Now, then I'll go the breastplate to get that 20% cooldown. Now again, it's situation dependent. You can either go Shoguns first or the stone cutting based on what the situation is in the game. If you are dying to that same mage 2-3 times, go the Shoguns instead, as it does still give you the attack speed. I'll just mention now, you do go the portal, teleport, is it? Yeah. With the solo lane. So that's the relic you want to be going. And last item, I'll go for the stone cutting. Now this build is more focused on the physical defense, mainly because it is the ADC that's carrying the team. It can get really annoying. And second relic, you're going to go shell. So that's pretty much the build complete. Now I am going to go through what I sell the Berserker Shield in a boost for, but I'm just going to talk through how you want to be playing her. As you can see, I've got the penetration from the stone cutting. I've got the physical protections as well for myself. Now, if there's an ADC there, he's going to find it really hard to fight me, as I'm constantly building my blocks, so I'm blocking his basic attacks. I have got the physical protections gained from stone cutting. I've got the physical protections from Berserker Shield and breastplate. I'm slowing them down, and I'm basically slapping them in the face with my attack speed. And they're just going to find it really hard to fight me, and that's why ADC find it really hard. And to engage with my 3 is really good as well, as they get a disarm for 2.2 seconds. Now that is crazy against the ADC if they can't attack for 2.2 seconds. And that's how you want to be. That's basically the purpose of the build, is to mainly counter the solo lane, as you're going to be fighting them early game, and then the ADCs and the assassins late game. And you got the Shoguns for the attack speed for your ADC and for their mid late game. Now, after that, you obviously want to sell the Berserker Shield. Like I said before, you want to get the RC because you've lost attack speed and you've lost healing, so you want to get that healing back with a bit of penetration. So now you pretty much do have 2.0 attack speed. Now, late game, when you sell the Ninja Tabi, like I said about changing or replacing your attack speed, you can if you want, but maybe it depends on the situation. So if you're dying a lot, you probably want to go for an attack speed item instead. I don't think any other attack speed item, yeah. So it probably would be best for you to go a defense item. As you already have Shoguns, which is like the only one that gives the attack speed, you can go for like Mid-Guardian, as people, again, those ADCs attacking you is going to be slowing them. I know how annoying it is to be slowed. I usually don't prefer to get higher than Nemean, because if you're blocking a lot with your shell and your 1 stance, I guess it's not optimized if you're reflecting 15%, because you're going to be reflecting less than 15%. So again, basically just on the situation, Shifters is really good. If you get lower, then you get more tankier. Mid-Guardian's really good, like I said before. Even Mystical Mail is really good. I think a lot of the time Mystical Mail is the best, because you're still doing the damage. You can still chase them down, you're still slowing them down with Frostbound, and you're damaging them because they're close to you, and it's really good for the team fights. But yeah, it's all about understanding Bellona and her 3 stances. I'll go through it one more time. I know I've said it like 100 times, but I'll say it one more time. Her 1 basically gives you blocks. Her 2 basically gives you AoE, and is your main way of clearing minions, and your 3 gives you heal. So start off fights with your 1, blocking the attacks, slowing them down with your Frostbound, and reflecting some of the damage as well from your shield. and doing damage to them while they're slowed from mystical mail as well. If you get 50% health, switch to this 3 stance, or if it's an ADC, then start off with your 3, stop them from basic attacking, and heal yourself from RC and your 3's passive. But yeah, that's basically Bellona. I think I've just given you the tips there as well. 1 against ADCs for blocking, 3 for healing, and 2 for clearing minions. But yeah, that's basically how you want to be building and playing Bellona in Arena, Joust, and Conquest. If you think I missed anything, you can leave that in the comments below. If there's any other gods you want to see, leave that in the comments below, and I'll look up on that god and see what I can do. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you think I missed anything, like I said, leave it in the comments below. If you think it should be done differently, or if there's a really good item on Bellona that I missed, leave that in the comments below as well. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.